why do we have to invest and why investment is important? What are the two things that you should keep in your mind before investing? So you are taking care of yourself so well so that the future you would thank the you which is taking care of you now. Hello guys, welcome back to Freedom English channel and this is Sanaram. I have a friend of mine. He works out every day, at least for an hour. He does yoga in the morning for 30 to 40 minutes, I would say. And he eats only healthy food. And trust me, he never allows me to eat anything unhealthy as well. And books. He loves reading good books. So he's always found with a book in his hand. So the thing is, he invests so much in himself. But this friend of mine asked me a question recently. He asked me, why do we have to invest when it comes to finance, like money? Why do we have to invest? You speak so much about finance, give me a good answer for this. So I asked him the same question again, but with a little bit of change. I asked him, why do you invest in yourself so much? He thought for a second and said, because the future me would thank me for investing in myself. And I told him, there you go, you yourself have given the answer. So you are taking care of yourself so well so that the future you would thank the you which is taking care of you now. So this is physically, mentally being healthy and fit. And when it comes to finance, when you invest now, like when I invest now, the future me will thank me because I will be financially healthy. So this is the answer I gave him. And why investment is important? Now you would have got it. In case if the future me is there, we know life is uncertain. It cannot be sure that we are going to be there for like 50 years or 60 years. But in case if we are there for even 10 years, that future me should thank us for keeping the financial stability in life. But investment is something which is very crucial to do. Before doing it, we need to have few things in our mind. So we are going to see what are the important things which you have to consider before investing and while investing, and we should also know what investment would give us in future. Let's say now you have decided to invest. What are the two things that you should keep in your mind before investing? One, you should have an emergency fund with you. Okay, what is an emergency fund? Let us assume I lose my job today. In case if that happens, I should be able to survive at least 6 months without the job. This amount which I need for the 6 months is called emergency fund. It should include your loan because we cannot postpone the EMIs, and of course our monthly rentals might be our home, or if you are going to take any 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler for rent in case if you need it for your transportation, anything for your food, whatever you spend in a month, that full expense, let us assume it is 20,000. So 20 into 6 is 1,20,000. This 1,20,000 is your emergency fund. So this emergency fund has to be in a separate bank and it should not be touched unless and until an emergency arises. So in case if you don't have an emergency fund, you are starting an investment and something happens in your life, you have to dissolve this investment and take money out of it. So that should not happen. That is why we say before starting an investment, emergency fund is mandatory. So this emergency fund you can start off with 100 rupees, grow it up to 500, increase it up to 1000 and reach the surplus amount which I mentioned. But it depends on you. If your 10,000 is your monthly expense, then 10 into 6, 60,000 is your emergency fund. Just your monthly expense into 6 is your emergency fund. Calculate it and start saving it in case if you don't have it. This is our first point. Second thing is you need health insurance. Why do we need health insurance? Health insurance is mandatory because in case if we fall sick and we don't have health insurance, we again would have to dissolve our investment, take the money out of it, or maybe use the emergency fund. But emergency fund is for a different reason. For some other emergencies, like I mentioned, I lose the job. So I'm jobless now. I don't have income. What do? Emergency fund will help me. But if all these amounts are being used in the place of health insurance, that is like we are earning, we are running and spending everything on our sickness. That should not happen. So health insurance is also mandatory. When you have health insurance, if something related to your health happens, if you are hospitalized, if you are admitted in a hospital and you are spending like lakhs and lakhs on your health, you can still achieve your short-term, long-term and all goals in your life if your health insurance is there and it has adequate amount of coverage. So all our companies, if we work for a company, they will provide us health insurance, but it has a very limited coverage. Is that enough? It is not enough. So you should have a separate health insurance with good amount of coverage. So in case if anything happens, we always pray to God that nothing should happen, but in case if anything happens, this health insurance will give us the helping hand. So before starting investment, so today after seeing this video, you have decided, okay, investment is important. I invest on myself, that is one thing. Financially also I invest, that is another thing. So today I am going to start investing financially. Two things that should come to your mind is, do I have an emergency fund? If I don't have, I am going to start that first. Do I have an health insurance? If I don't have, I am going to get that first. So this is my first point. Now we have decided that we are going to invest. But here, as humans, we all have this tendency of giving reasons. We'll say, I want to go to walking at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I sleep late at night, so I won't be able to get up. And since I cannot do it in the morning, I will not do it in the evening because I like going walking in the morning. So these are the reasons we give. So this is an example which I have quoted right now. So we will say, I want to invest, but I don't have the sufficient amount of money in my hand to start an investment. Who said we need like 10,000 or 5,000 rupees in our hand to start an investment? 100 rupees is enough to start an investment. Okay, now I have 100 rupees. Where do I invest this? You can go for mutual funds SIP. Per month, invest 100 or else go for 500, whichever is feasible for you, but you have to invest. You cannot give a reason saying that I have only little bit of money, because this small amount of money which you invest today every month is going to give you a big amount in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. You might not taste the fruit, but your children might. Your children might not, or your grandchildren might. Thing is, you're keeping your family financially stable for years and years. So in case if you're a person who doesn't have much amount left in your pocket after spending for the month, you can still invest with 100 or 200 rupees. So no more reasons saying that I want to invest but I don't have enough amount of money, because even the smallest amount of money is enough to start our investment. When it comes to investment, there are two types of people. One who can take high risks and one who can take low risk. High risk, when you take high risk, you get high returns, but if you're going to lose the money, it's going to go off. If you are a person who can take low risk, you'll not get high returns, but you'll get a little bit of medium or low returns, but on a safer side. So you should analyze and understand your risk profile. How much risk can I take? Can I take good amount of risk, or can I take medium amount of risk, or like low risk or no risk? Then you'll decide on which investment instrument you are going to invest. Is it going to be mutual funds SIP? Is it going to be stock market, or it is going to be NPS or PPF? You have so many options where you can invest, about which I will speak on my upcoming videos. But today, as it is going to be about the basics of investment, I would say a motivation for you to start investing. I'm not going to speak about this in detail. And speaking about stock markets, always remember, it is not about the quantity of stocks you have, it is the quality of stocks you have. Most of us do this mistake. We tend to buy a lot of stocks which actually don't have much of a value in it. But when you go for the quality, when you understand that this stock which I'm buying for 10 rupees today is actually worthy enough and is actually good enough to get me 1,000 or 2,000 after maybe 5 years or 10 years, depends, maybe even after a year or two, that is called a quality stock. But most of us think holding a lot of stock with us will give us that profit. No, it is not that way. The more you have doesn't matter, but the worth, the quality of the stock is what that matters. And before buying stocks of any company, you should always conduct fundamental and technical analysis. It's a simple question. The stocks I'm buying from this company or for this company, will this be usable or will this be needed by the people in future? The service or the product which they provide now. Will people need it in next future, maybe in 5 years or in 10 years? If the demand increases, the value of the stocks or the shares which you have bought will automatically increase. But in case if the stocks or shares of the company, the product or the service which they provide now will not be needed by the people in future, then of course we can say it is going to be a failure. So you have to conduct all these analysis. Okay, who are the owners? Do they have reputation? The company has reputation. How it has performed in past 5 years? Okay, how will it perform in next 5 years? For sale. There are so many things which you have to consider before investing in stocks. But these are the basic things that you should do. So till now, we have seen that why is investment important? Because the future me has to tell that 5 years before you invested and it is keeping me financially stable. The main reason. And the second one, before investment, what we should do? We should have emergency fund and health insurance. Third one, we have so many investment instruments in which we can invest. So according to your risk profile, you can choose one and invest in that. And fourth one, we saw a little bit about the stock markets and things, what we have to do before investing in stocks, how quality is important than quantity, etc., etc. And the fifth one is, if you're getting an income of 30,000 or 40,000, make sure 10% of it goes into investment. Why? Again, you can go to the first point. Because if we want a financially stable life in future, we should save. Savings goes a little bit on this side, and from that you also invest. So keep 10% as the margin. If you get 30,000 or 35,000 or 40,000, make sure you invest 10% of your earnings in investment. And next point is consistency. Consistency is very important. If I invest once this month, in August, I start my mutual funds. September, I continue it. October, I continue it. November, I'm like, okay, fine, I have invested and it's going on good. Maybe I can take a gap now. Maybe I don't have that 500 rupees in my hand to invest it. Or some reason comes up, some story comes up, I do some drama and decide not to invest. Then I will not get the proper returns because that consistency is broken. Everywhere we need consistency. I told you, right? My friend, he works out every day, he does yoga every day. He does it every day. And you should look at him now. He was a little plumpy guy, now he is completely fit. That is because he consistently did it. He went to gym, he worked out, he did yoga, he eats healthy every day, he doesn't get bored of it, he loves doing it. So you should love investing. You should love keeping that money aside for you, for your family. Then it will be a consistent thing and that consistency will give its fruit in the future. And we all know about power of compounding, and that is the people who invest, power of compounding is our plus. That is where we make good amount of money. So investment is very important in life. Saving money is the first thing you should do, and saved money, a part of it at least, should be invested so we get returns out of it. Else, our money will be sleeping in our cupboard or somewhere in the bank locker and doing nothing. 10,000 will be 10,000 even after 10 years. But you invest it in the right place, that 10,000 will grow and give you a good amount of fruit which you can enjoy, or in case if you are not there, your family can enjoy in future. So if you have not started investing till now, till date, till this time, start investing. You can start off with SIP mutual funds, which is the simplest way and the easiest way you can invest. You have so many apps available through which you can start investing. So don't think twice. Go ahead, do your research, understand your risk profile and start investing. So I'm going to finish off this video in this point. And if you guys like this video, give a thumbs up. If you think this might be helpful to others, give it a share. And in case if you have not installed Freedom app, go ahead and install Freedom app. We have n number of courses available in the app. And it will be an eye-opener for you in case if you're sitting there thinking, what am I going to do in my life? Just go ahead, install it and change your life. So this is Sanaram signing off from this specific video. I'll see you again in the next. Until then, you guys take care and bye-bye.